Reggie, in some places in Paul's letters, he just comes out and issues a command to the people he's writing the letter to. But in this book, in Philemon, he's more reserved, and he is attempting to persuade Philemon to do what's right. What does Paul gain by doing it this way? Why doesn't he just tell Philemon what to do? And I guess where is the line that one crosses in between just persuading someone to do it and giving them the choice, and crossing that line and becoming manipulative?
Yeah, it's a good question, Wes, and it's for anybody that's in pastoral leadership, or I'm sorry, anybody that's any sort of responsible role where your job is to get X done, and it involves, getting other people to help you or to do it on your behalf. You have to ask the question: how do I lead, as opposed to how do I manipulate? For Paul, I think there is he has a pretty keen sense that it's not enough for somebody just to say the right words or to go do the right thing. There really has to be an existential or personal ownership. And it's like, for me as a teacher, I'm far happier when I take you right up to the place where you feel that you figured it out, instead of for me just telling you the answer and you remembering it. You really own it better when I put the comma there and you've said, well, if that's true then, and then you land exactly where I was hoping you would. It's the Socratic method. And I think a lot of what Paul is doing is teaching by setting the stage for Philemon and helping him to consider all the contingencies that are in play here, from from what he has already done to benefit his community, to what spiritual debt he owes to Paul, to the folks that are watching, to the consideration of just asking him to consider God's providence. Maybe what started out to be really a bad situation, maybe God was involved in this. And maybe you have the opportunity to have a relationship with a guy that he couldn't have meant that much to you, even though he was in your household. And now he's more than just a member of your earthly household, but he's your brother forever. And he wants to give Philemon all these, this cluster, this complex of considerations, but respect the fact that Philemon's the one who's got to really own this decision. And what's really interesting is that Paul doesn't even, Paul kind of hints that not hints, but he implies that there's a right thing to do. And then he says, I know that you'll do even more than what is right. And what's been so intriguing over the centuries about the letter to Philemon is commentators still don't know exactly what he was asking him to do. And there's just a little bit of mystery here, in which I think Paul was really trusting in the power of the regenerate heart. He wrote Colossians at right about the same time that he wrote Philemon, and he wrote it to the church here in Colossae. And he talks about wisdom and how Christ is our wisdom. And I think he sees here an opportunity for Philemon to do more than do the right thing. But I think he sees the opportunity for Philemon to step further in to his own union with Christ, to his own understanding what it is for him to be bought with a price, and to work out what that means for his relationship with somebody else.